stop. A family shop. Think Thayer. Come on, let's get rolling. Come on, let's get moving. Think Thayer.
Tough one last week. We up into the 6 minute and 42-second point in the ball game, I thought that we played fairly well. And then, got a 21-14 point lead. You can't make the mistakes that we made, and we've got to be better, and we've got to understand that who we are as a football team. I think, each and every year is different. We're not going to come out and just be that much more talented than the teams that we're going to play this year, so we're going to have to do the little things right, and we're going to have to put ourselves in situations to be successful. The second half was kind of said earlier on our teleconference, it was a wash. That's pretty much what it was. It was tough to get anything done. I thought that gave up the big play at the beginning of the first half, right before the downpour started, and then from that point on was really an opportunity for the kids to lay down, which they did not do. They continued. The energy on the sideline was great. They played physical. They showed a will to win, and we look forward to building on that moving forward. So with that, I'll take any questions.
It seems like the guys, especially the two guys that just came in here, they're still positive. Has it been tough to keep guys positive despite not having the results?
It's tougher to keep the coaches positive, but these guys are resilient, and they've been there and they've done that. Looking at the last couple of years, I think I don't think I could be wrong, but I don't think we've gone 4-0 in none of the non-conference plays. So they know that their highs and their lows, and as long as that we're doing the right things the right way, and we continue to see improvement on a week-to-week basis, then we're doing all that we can. So the attitude's been great, very, very appreciative of it.
Turnovers have been an issue the first 3 weeks. How much, I'm sure it's been addressed, but how much has that been kind of talked about? And I guess where do you lay the blame on those?
Well, there's a lot of blame to go around there, but at the end of the day, it ends and it starts and it stops with the quarterback. And like I said, last week's ball game was tough to evaluate. Their guy's a pretty good football player too, and he threw his fair share of picks and things of that nature. So, not looking too much into that, but the season's early, and then if those things continue, then we will do what we have to do as a football program. But right now, there's no reason to panic.
So I guess how much of a level of concern are they right now?
Well, it's a great concern because you're not going to win. Until we eliminate those self-inflicted miscues, we're going to put ourselves, we're going to constantly playing behind the 8 ball. And so we've got to get that fixed, and we'll be working on that come this week.
You said that last week's game would be a good gauge
right
for you guys.
Yep.
Coming out of the game, what's the gauge now?
Yeah, we can play, and that we can still accomplish all our goals that we've set forth for this season. Middle Tennessee will be in a bowl game again this year. They've got quality skill. They were good up front, and we handled them. We played with them. You know what I mean? And really, like you said, if we don't make those self-inflicted turnovers and things of that nature, have a great shot at winning that game. So moving forward, I think they'll be real similar to the teams that we'll play from here on out. Toledo may have a little bit more talent, but that's we'll get to that game when we get there. But I like our chances, man. So we just got to continue to improve, continue to get better. We show that we can be physical with a team of that caliber, and I think that's something moving forward that'll bode well for us.
From a confidence standpoint, how important is Saturday's game, not to just be right there, keep growing from an effort standpoint, but to get the result that you want?
Well, it's extremely important. I mean, this is a business about winning and losing. You know what I mean? So it's important to get back on the right track to end a non-conference season at a 500 record and be 2-2, which pretty much puts you on par with where they've been the last couple of years, and then you're going into conference play with a little confidence. So, no, you know, it's definitely going to be a challenge, but we're excited about it.
What does Memphis have? What have you seen on film?
Well, you know, Paxton's not there anymore, but they've got a JUCO kid, Ferguson, that's a big, strong-arm kid. Doesn't run around too much, kind of like Lynch did a little bit, but he can make every throw. And their strength is their skill set. They got a couple backs that can really, they're special, pretty dynamic players, and you know, receiver, another number 3, Anthony, is a really good ball player, really very explosive. You know, defensively, you know, they're tall and long. They're a lot like, you know, Middle Tennessee to me, to be honest with you. They're a 3 down front as opposed to a 4 down front. You know, they'll bring their pressures. You know, and special teams wise, their return, punt return, kickoff return teams do a really good job. They've had a lot of big plays in that area, and they've got NFL kickers. So, you know, good ball club. Looking forward to the challenge.
And yeah, how are you looking to kind of keep the offense going consistently throughout the game?
How do we become more consistent offensively? Well, it's just reps. It's just reps. You know what I mean? And eliminating the turnover aspects of it. Kind of like I said, I think we only had 1 or 2 3-and-outs, and you know we moved the ball. Kind of where we've got to get better is right now in the open field. You know, we're a pretty good football team. And once we get in the red zone, we're starting to have our struggles. So that's field strengths, and you know, right now, you know, James is not your prototypical zone read guy. So that's caused some issues. So we've got to get creative in the red zone and find a way to get some scores when we get down there, get some points when we get down there.
And going back to Thomas's question, does James Kanapke enter this game as your starter? And if so, where does James Morgan fit into the game plan?
Well, you know, we're still evaluating all that, and we'll see how this week of practice goes. But to answer your question, you know, off of last week's evaluation, right now he's still our starter. Right now he still gives us the best chance to win. You know, we can't continue to have some of the turnovers that we have had. Again, I think the weather played a lot into that last week, but we're going to make sure that the Morgan kid gets enough reps and he's ready to go if need be.
As far as turnovers with a quarterback, like, you can say, hey, don't turn the football over, but you can't go out and play the game for him.
Right.
How do you fix it then?
Well, it's just kind of a confidence thing, you know what I mean? Yeah. And again, we ran the ball 61 times, and again, a lot of that was due to the weather. I really thought in the first half, the kid was 12 to 17, and you know, and had made all the right reads and made all the right throws. So, you know, it's just tough. Last week's game, I mean, you really can't get it fair. It's not fair to him. You know what I mean? And this is, you know, the quarterback and the head coach. They got to stand up here and they got to answer these questions. That's part of it. But at the end of the day, it is a team game, and we've got a lot of areas that we need to improve on. You know, and that's kind of what it is.
Ideally, going into conference play, though, you'd like to have that position in particular ironed out, I assume.
No doubt. You don't want to be juggling quarterbacks going into conference. So, you know, this is a big game. This is a big game for James. It's a big game for our football team, and we'll see how he does.
How much did running the ball so much last week? How much does that affect kind of your offense? Just kind of like going back to normal. Do you think it'll affect them at all?
No, I mean normal. That is if you know, 2 things. If we're in a situation like that. Like in the first half, they had 2 guys on the roof. They didn't want to give up the big play. You're going to see that. We're going to run the football because we're decent up front. We've got some guys that can get movement. I mean, those were 2 6'2", 315-pound kids they had up inside that they were moving around. So if people are going to continue to, you know, to play 2 high safeties and give us a light box, and you're going to see a lot more of that. And if they come down, they roll down, we'll throw it. So. You know, we're gonna do what they let us do, and hence comes the problem, because you know right now they're apt to do that because we haven't shown that we can hit the deep ball. We hadn't shown any vertical passing game yet, which is an issue, and that's kind of, you know, just as much issue as our turnovers. You know, so they're gonna do that, and then you get down in the red zone, the field strength. Okay, we're stopping the run down. Go make a play. So we got to become creative when it comes down to those red zone opportunities, and look forward to doing that.
On the vertical pass game, I guess the couple times that we have seen it, doesn't seem like James has been entirely accurate on the deep ball, but how much is that the receivers too?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, if you really go back and you watch the video, I mean, we've got times where our receivers are getting run right out of bounds, you know, and a lot of that's experience. We're going to, probably take a look at doing some different things outside and getting some movement, and, being a little bit more creative in our vertical passing game. You got to know your personnel, and right now we don't have a guy that can just line up and there's that corner and let me run right by him like we've had here in the past couple of years, or enjoyed here in the past couple of years. So that's fine. I mean, that's a lot of football teams in this country that have those same issues. We've got to notice that. We got to recognize that, and we got to be more creative as ball coaches.